Volker called it. When the warp came, they came hard. There's no doubt anymore that Bolvik has some kind of command over them. Volker comes stumping towards you and Juno, flicking smouldering black ash from her shield. She doesn't look happy. You wanted a rest! Like, this is... Volker's there asking for a rest, and then when you say, okay, yeah, let's have a rest, but do it in this particular way so that we're not going to be kind of just attacked. Ooh, she's angry at you for doing what she wanted. Okay, to be fair, I don't know what she's angry about, but yeah. Let's get something straight, Juno. You drag us out here as captives, and now Bolvik's trying to hunt us down and kill us. Do you see how messed up this is? And back there you try and give my ravens orders? Tell me again when we're allowed to rest. Go on, say it to my face. Volker does have a point. June's expression betrays no emotion. What would you recommend, Volker? Oh no, don't you dare pretend to be the reasonable one right now. Steam plumes from Volker's nostrils like an angry yox, swirling through the cold air. I don't even want to hear your voice. The ravens are under my command, and if you want anyone watching your back instead of putting a knife... What if Ivor spoke on my behalf? You know what? That sounds like a great idea. You two need to find common ground. The only common ground is fixing this. After that, no promises. Yes, but we need to settle that.
The guard stone ahead shimmers. It seems to hold some sway over the darkness somehow. Or maybe the darkness itself finds them distasteful.
Oh, people! Friends? But yeah, to deal with this, we need to be... thingy. We need to be on the same page. Or at least in the same book. Right now, we're not even in the same library. A golden glow greets you, the first warmth you've felt since entering the darkness. A dishevelled women and children huddle on one side of the godstone, while a dredge sits on the other. The dredge has arranged, oh dear, a circle of obsidian stones around itself, and just outside that lie the bodies of a couple of dead men. Ain't this a sight? Ollie grins, then he frowns. I have a feeling this is about to become our problem. Praise the gods, someone has finally come, carrying a divine light. Not exactly. The matronly woman's face falls as she gets a better look at you. I know that crest. Ravens. She points with an accusing, shaking finger toward the stone singer. What is this? Have you brought more dredge to slaughter us? The stone hurler stands within its ring of stones, warbling loudly as you approach the godstone. The old woman recoils in disgust. Well, how interesting. This one is terrified of you, Ivor. How do you know that? Because she said so. Called you Destroyer. I've heard of the Destroyer before, but I had no idea I was travelling with him. Is it really you? They speak of you like we do Bellower. Thought you'd be bigger. It's a misunderstanding. Where would you hear such a thing? Travelling with the Volker? But you do not know where we are headed. You're an interesting one, Ivor. We should talk more. The old woman rejoins you again with a heated battle of whispers. After a heated battle of whispers with her kin, she clears her throat. I am called Hilda. We came here to pray when the skies darkened. I guess I don't need to tell you we're only alive now because of this godstone. A miracle, and they say the gods are dead. Then this slag comes from nowhere. It attacks us, killed their husbands, and mine as well. A right miserable sowsucker he was, but an injustice to be killed by this thing. She gestures rudely at the stone hurler. It makes a hissing sound like escaping steam. Quiet, filthy thing. You'll take us somewhere safe, surely? Surely you will. The opposite. You don't want to go where we're going. Has everyone lost their minds? At least give us justice. Don't leave this slag alive to kill us and eat our children. Alfrun, what's the dredge's side of the story? Hilda bristles at the implication. Alfrun taps his spear and the horns vibrate with a faint hum. The dredge sings a soft response. She says they left her no choice but to defend herself. Stuck here, same as them. By the gods, we've been found by the only slag lovers in the dying world. She snatches something shiny from the hands of one of their kin, waving it in front of you. This is what the ravens need, isn't it, you disgusting vultures? Family heirloom, worth more than it looks. I say we just bring the stone hurler along with us. Either. I mean, we've already got one. You said it was terrified of me. Then she won't put up much of a struggle, will she? What are you talking about? Kill it! Kill it already! Kill it! We did say all these men, we can't take the risk. Well, we don't know... Yeah. If it's defending itself, which seems to be, like, I assume is the idea of the obsidian ring is a kind of, like, this is, like, my space. Convince the Stoneheller to come along, Alfrun. Alfrun speaks to the dredge again. It shows little emotion, but that may just be because it lacks facial expression. Quite the motley crew you've gathered, Destroyer. Don't call me that. I'm serious. Hilda pockets her heirloom, offering only low curses, angry that the dredge lives on. I don't know if that's a good idea, but... Right. We've got a few different things on. Heroes. How many people are horribly injured? Good grief. We've got Apostate and Castaway, our two new friends. It'll be good if we can rest and get this back. And get some of these guys back. Dear oh dear. Dear oh dear oh dear. Who do I want to talk to first? I don't want to talk to any of these guys. Alfrun. Alfrun finds a quiet moment to make her way over to you, leaning on her staff. Why didn't you tell me, Varl? Tell you what? About being the Destroyer. It isn't something that comes up often in conversation. You have to excuse me, I don't always know how to speak with people. I spend a lot of time alone, or with the sculptors. Sculptors? Well, more precisely, they say something like, we who shaped the stone, but it's close enough. You didn't think the Dredge call themselves Dredge, did you? There's quite a lot I've learned from them. Some things you may know, many secret. Alfrun awaits your reply. The sculptors see you as a friend? You will need to stop looking at everything as us and them. Some of them are friends, others are not. The same as any people, anywhere. Oh, I understand how hard it can be to see past your differences. Impossible, sometimes. But so many don't even try. Alfrun awaits your reply. How did you learn mending out here on your own? Mending? Call it what it is. We pluck at the threads of reality. Almost anyone can see them if you know how to look. Who do you think taught the teachers? The gods. And who taught the gods? Even godlier gods? Anyway, you see my point. Don't think so highly of your mender friends. They're more dangerous than they let on. How do you mean? I trained to be a mender when I was just a girl. They tried to kill me. Believe it or not, the Varl right there was the one sent to do it. She points to the figure of Bersi snoozing on the hard ground. I don't think he even remembers me. I looked a little different back then. But I escaped, not before learning some things. They train their simple-minded menders to heal stubbed toes and raise walls. It's a fine distraction from the powers the Volker really wield. But if an apprentice doesn't have the skill to control their powers, they're a threat to the mender's reputation. And if you show too much skill, well, you're an even bigger threat. What kind of secrets are you talking about? What? For nothing? I'm nothing if not a trader of knowledge, you know. The rarest secrets don't come cheap. How about this? In exchange for telling me how you became the Destroyer, I'll tell you something you may find quite important. What do you say? If you promise to keep it to yourself. I do. The Sundra I killed, Raze. It was no legendary battle. When I brought her head back to the other Varl, they invented their own stories. The truth is, I got separated from my allies and found her out in a snowstorm alone. She was cradling an infant. My axe accidentally killed the child. She didn't even put up a fight after that. Indeed. It was Bellower's child, Ivor. How can you... Are you certain? Completely. Consider that our trade. There is more to tell. At another time, maybe. We should be going soon. After you. Just one more thing. Alfred looks at you with curiosity. Are those Varl horns on your staff? Alfred laughs with genuine mirth. Nothing to worry about either. They were a gift that I treasure very much. You see, I have friends of all sorts. But as you said, we should be going. Another story for another time, perhaps. Okay. Didn't we already know that? Didn't we already know that the child he killed was Bellower's? I thought that was... I'm fairly sure I had that in the back of my mind anyway. So that... I'm disappointed, game. That's not new information. Right, Volker. You notice Volker standing alone, arms crossed, sporting a deadly scowl. Everything all right? Yeah, we're doing great. Our leader is hunting us down. We've been kidnapped by witches, and now we're arguing about how many dredge we can save along the way. It's the kind of thing a little girl grows up dreaming about. I get your point. She glares at you through narrow eyes. You still care about Bulwark. Are you trying to... Imagine little Alette hunting you through the darkness, trying to rip your throat out. Now imagine... I don't want to use this kind of language. This is inappropriate. Accuses you of having feelings about it. You notice Volker's hand instinctively go to the axe Bulwark had thrown at Ivan a few days back. What do you plan to do with the axe? Its name is Claw, and what I plan to do with it is my business. Can we agree to keep it tucked away? If the sight of it scares you, then yes, I'll keep it safe and snug right here. I'm not suicidal, Eivor. I'm not going to plant it in a Volker's skull. Not right now. How did a woman get accepted by the Ravens? Is this the part where you ask me about my past? We talk about family and hug? Eat some black snow, Val. These guys all chose to be here like me. That's the truth. That's all the family you need to know about. Considering you didn't even mention family, you doubt that's the whole story. But you choose to let it drop. Are you always this pleasant to be around? I never asked to be around you. I always heard the Val like this space. You're not wrong. Must be nice to be accepted for something like that. My kind treat you like you're diseased if you don't act right. But the Ravens, they don't judge. It's not like I want to be completely alone. I just don't need tedious, pointless conversations with every idiot who has an idiot opinion. Go on. You got me talking about my... Are we done here? We should keep moving. Well, you came over now. Juno's ready to go. No, I came on my own. You know, I used to be great at telling when someone is lying, but sure is harder these days, isn't it? You know what I mean? Let's get something straight. I'll take talking to you over Juno, but you're no Raven. And whatever happened to Bulwark, I'm not convinced that he doesn't have a good reason for what he's doing. So don't give me a reason to let him, and don't try and get close and friendly. Take it easy. I don't like this any more than you do. Take it easy. That's not part of the job. Bad things happen, I'll let my guard down. Now excuse me while I gather the unkindness. Unkindness? That's what they call a flock of ravens, Ivor. Fitting. Fairly sure it's a murder, but alright. Actually, technically it's a flock if we don't want to get into the weird elements of venery. I think venery is the word? Where they just decided, hey, we should just give these creatures random names for groups of them rather than flock or herd or whatever. Right, is there any leveling we can do in the heroes section? Yes, a lot. But, I mean, to be fair, I don't actually need... I do want to use these guys at some point. I'll level you up, Missy. There we go. Yeah, I think I should probably rearrange this. But then again, it depends how long, when the next battle is. If the next battle is long enough away, then I won't need to worry about doing all of that. Doing a lot of that leveling stuff, because I'm going to have the people around. I might try and use Dredge in the next battle, I think. But I shall have to think about it. And I think I'm going to put the curtain here, just because it's getting a bit later than I'd originally thought. I started recording late, so I'm finishing recording slightly later. But yes, next time we will advance and see what happens. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.